Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective for today. Today is Sunday, November 23rd, 2025. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. And if some of it fits, God's kiss. He would want that for you. I want that for you. But whatever doesn't, if you don't feel it in your gut, leave it on the table for someone else. You don't need to take on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use the Rare Rebel deck. So I went out to dinner. I went to work today. Okay. I went out for my walk this morning, and then I came home to make sure the cats were okay, and then I went to work. I worked from 9 to 3. I came home. I fed the cats. I did a 1.5 mile walk. I got dressed and I went to meet my dad and my brother for Thanksgiving dinner. I come home. I just got home. I walk through the front door and I'm closing the door and I turn on the light by the front door. And as I look up, I see the light in the office turn on. And I immediately said, "Do you want me to do a reading, sir? Is that what you would like?" I already knew the answer. And I haven't used Rare Rebel in a few days, so we're doing Rare Rebel. I hope you all had a wonderful Sunday, a wonderful weekend. I had a really good dinner with my dad and brother. I will see my dad again on Wednesday. I'm going to make us a casserole. Probably take over a salad too. I got to go get some salad mix-ins. I know that should probably be salad fix-ins, but I'm saying salad mix-ins. We got 3 on the table. Four on the table. Is that what it is? Five on the table. Those 2 cards do not come out next to each other often, man. If I've ever seen them come out together at all. You guys like my turtleneck? I got it off Amazon for like 16 bucks, 17 bucks, something like that. I like it. I don't know. I feel like I go through phases in my life where I like turtlenecks and where I don't like turtlenecks. Because I used to wear them like I was in my early mid-20s, and then I stopped for a long time, and now like I'm going back to them. And maybe it's just a winter thing. 7 on the table. We're going to do one more shuffle. Let me move the Christmas cards over. I got all the Christmas cards sitting on my table. I mean, I only have 5 decks, but you know. Okay, one more shuffle. One more shuffle. Oh, okay, hold on. 9 on the table. 10 with bottom of the deck. I'm going to set that up there since there's no box or anything. And I can't really set, I mean, I guess I could kind of set them on the windowsill, but I got little mats to keep out the cold air over here, so. I got old windows. I live in an old place, man. Not really. It's like 20 years old. That's not that old. 20 years old is not that old. Actually, I've been here 3 years, so 23 years old, 22 years old. Stay grounded. Watching close. We're going to talk about that. Death and rebirth. We've got slow down. And right next to it, red light. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. Because like I said, I don't think those ever really come out together. We got trauma, truth serum, align your chakras, root chakra, and romanticize, bottom of the deck. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. So here's the deal. I'm going to say what I have to say about this reading, and then I'm going to scoot, because today's technically my day off. I do affirmations in the morning, and I don't do readings on Sunday. But when God turns on a light, the faithful shall answer. Okay, let me write that down, because I might make that the title of this. I'm not kidding. That's actually really good. I literally just came up with that. Hold on. There we go. Okay. I'm going to leave it open so that I remember. Okay. Take how it resonates for you. Like I said, feminine, masculine, it does not matter. I said we're going to talk about it. Let's talk about it for a second. For 5,000 seconds. I don't know. People might be watching you, okay? You know, you might have people watching you, friends, family, whatever. If you're on social media, maybe even strangers, right? Media people, okay? But that's not really what I got when this card fell out. When this card fell out with the stay grounded and the death and rebirth, I smiled and I said, oh, is that what this is? This is God. This is God, maybe your ancestors, your angels, your divinely, your dearly, divinely, well, divine, but your dearly departed loved ones watching you. They're always watching you. It's energy. Energy is there, you know? Like my grandparents might have passed on, but their energy is still here. Sometimes I feel it, sometimes I don't, right? It's really just what you pick up on in the moment. You're being watched by one of those entities, if you will. I would say God, honestly, because, I mean, he watches over everything. Whether he takes part or deals a hand in anything, you know, it doesn't matter. He sees everything. And I really and truly believe that. I really do. That's like when you're a human being and you're in tune and you're in flow with things, you see everything, right? If you're in tune with if you have your intuition and you use it as a guide, if you have any type of psychic ability, which I personally believe every single person on this planet has, you see things that the average person doesn't see. You're enlightened. You're in tune again, right? I always like to say in tune. I don't know why. In tune to the energy, I guess, is why I say that. I just don't say the whole thing. But yeah, to me it's God watching over you. And to me this is him saying, I'm watching, I'm guiding you. Like this is somebody saying, okay, this is God saying you're going through a death and rebirth, or you're going to, right? Like you're going to finish one cycle, complete one cycle, and start a new one. Or you already are. This is God saying it's okay to slow down and take a minute. There's a red light. It's fine. You can wait. You can wait 10 seconds, 10 minutes, 10 months, 10 years. Like just give it a minute. Somebody might have some trauma that they're not really dealing with, right? Or somebody, not even, okay, so let me say this. Maybe somebody doesn't like have like new trauma to deal with. Maybe somebody has some new information in regards to trauma that they already knew about and they've been dealing with already. Does that make sense? Like, and I'm just going to use a really dumb example, but like say I stole my sister's purse when I was 6. I know I did it. She knows I did it. But I don't tell her, like, oh, not only did I steal your purse, but, I also took the purse and I smeared ketchup all over it. And then I tried to wash it off and it didn't come off. And that's where the red stain came from. And you thought it was you and I didn't say anything. And then our brother comes along and says, yeah, do you remember when Kim got the stain on your purse because she stole your purse? It's something like that. Like, it's like trauma that's already been dealt with in a way, but there's some type of new information that has come in, some type of new truth about a situation, a person, whatever the case. And it's not that the trauma is like, oh my God, here comes the trauma again. It's more like, huh, like that was a part of that? Like I didn't know. I think somebody is being called, again, by God to align your chakras, to specifically work on your root. Okay. The romanticized card, I'm not really getting like anything like, like romance or anything like that. To me, this is like take care of yourself. Like work on your chakras, but take your time and enjoy working on yourself. Enjoy healing yourself. I don't know if enjoy is the right word. I mean, yes, but no. I'm looking for another word, but I can't. It's not study. I don't know. There's like another word. It's like in my head, but I can't see it. Like I see it or I see it, but I can't say it, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to say it like this and maybe it's going to sound weird, but like it's okay to take your time and it's okay to baby it. You know how like people would be like, and I don't know if anybody else has ever heard this kind of expression, but like, let's say I buy a dog from a pet shop, right? We don't even really have any here anymore, not in this area anyway. But let's say I buy a dog from a pet shop, and I get it home, and I realize its leg is broken. Like I bought a dog with a broken leg, and I take it to the vet, and the vet says, "Yeah, okay, like we're gonna put a little cast on it. You gotta watch him, maybe put him in the cage so he can't move around. Like he has to baby it. Like he has to like really watch it and not use it and let it rest, and he needs to baby it." You guys have heard that phrase before, right? Because I don't know how else to say it other than that. Like it's take your time and baby it. Like nurture it. Nurture it. Maybe that's more of a better phrase. Like nurture it. Cuz again, it's not going to be like some new found trauma, but it's going to be like an addition to something that you were already dealing with. And I think even though like it's not new per se, it is, but it isn't. I think it's going to affect to me, it's going to affect somebody's health, like the physical, the mental, the emotional, possibly even the sexual, right? And it's just working on the root. And again, taking your time and babying it and letting it take as long as it takes. And if you follow, if you subscribe, if you've watched me a while, and I'm sure every reader says this, or for the most part, most readers say it, right? Everybody heals in their own time from situations, from people. Like everybody takes as long as they need to heal for something as they do. And everybody's different. Not everybody is the same. You know, if I break a leg, maybe it only takes me 6 months to heal my broken leg. But if you break a leg, maybe it takes you 8 months. And if Johnny breaks a leg, maybe it only takes him 4 months. You know, like everybody is different. So, like, go with the flow, let it go naturally, let it take as long as it takes, but baby it. Take care of yourself, love yourself, baby the situation. And depending on what this is, because it would probably, the trauma would probably, the truth would probably be different for everybody, right? But whatever it is, unless you're seeing like a therapist, psychologist, something like that, or if you have like a trusted friend that you talk to and they're your therapist or psychologist, other than that, I would not be sharing the information, if that makes sense. And it's not necessarily because like it's, it's top secret information or anything like that. I mean, whatever it is, it probably has to do with your life in some form or fashion. But not it's about not convoluting the situation and your own growth and your own healing process and your own thoughts with other people's. You know, yes, it's good to get people's opinions sometimes, but sometimes it's just better to try and work through it yourself and to not say anything, especially when it's fresh. You know, when you learn something fresh, maybe you don't need to talk about it right away. Maybe you should sit on it and think about it before you share it with your best friend, before you talk about it with a coworker, before you talk about it with your mom, and obviously I wouldn't want anybody to have some festering secret that's driving them crazy. That's not the point. The point is to work through it on your own, figure it out for yourself, digest it, come up with the reasoning, whatever the case. And if you want a second opinion, okay, fine, then maybe go to a friend, a family member, a therapist, whatever the case. But somebody really needs to think about something for themselves. And take how this resonates for you, because whatever this truth is about this trauma, it could be anything. It doesn't even necessarily have to be the worst thing you could think about. It could be me having an issue at work and then finding out something about somebody else at work, and then it totally changes what happened to me at work. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like a love situation. It doesn't necessarily have to involve friends, family. It could, it could be, but it could be about anything. And I think for everybody it's going to resonate different. And I'm going to say this. It resonates for me. It resonates for me because I learned something tonight. I went out to dinner with my dad and my brother, and my dad said something, And I'm not going to repeat it, but it was like a first acknowledgement of someone realizing that they were in a toxic karmic situation, and them looking back on, like my father looking back on the situation, realizing like he knew then, and it took all he had to not react. And now, years and years and years later, he's able to talk about it, like for the first time. Like this kind of resonates for me, like in regards to my father, if that makes sense. It could resonate for you in a completely different way. And I'm not saying this is me, I'm saying this is him. Like this reminds me of him, like right now, but dealing with stuff from back then and recognizing stuff from back then that he didn't really want to recognize, if that makes sense. Again, take how it resonates for you. I'm going to leave it there because I've already spent more time on this than I wanted to. But this was not bad energy. This is, all I can say is, to me, when this card popped out, there's a reason why that light came on. So I don't know who you are. I don't know who needed to hear this. And I hope I said everything I needed to say, because I don't know what else to say. I'm not really getting a lot of messages. I'm just reading the cards from what I see. I'm not going to say that out loud, but I'm not going to say that out loud. Sir, I'm not going to say that out loud. That's just between you and me. Anyway, he's always watching. He's always there. And if you believe and you have faith and you have hope and you have love in your heart, he's going to have that for you. And to me, this reading is just God saying, like, I see you. I see you. I'm going to leave it there. I hope it resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my Sunday night, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.